Hi everyone, Jordan here. So first of all, I'd like to really thank you to taking the time to watch this video. This is my personal blog for Estranged Student Solidarity Week. This is a really personal topic to me as I did experience being estranged when I was younger. So yeah, I have an assistant behind the camera helping, just asking me questions, stuff like that.
All right, so first one, what is estrangement?
Okay, so estrangement is basically where a person is no longer welcome within their family unit. It's where their family have completely cut ties. They can no longer contact any of their family. They can't get support from their family.
And how did you become estranged?
So I became estranged after my family had a complete breakdown relationship with me. All of my family had basically the relationship was so much turmoil that we couldn't really work things out, and it ended up resulting in me going into temporary accommodation, a hostel essentially, when I was 16 year old.
And what was the impact on yourself?
So becoming estranged was a really unique, daunting experience. You go from having a family, and no matter how bad things are, you feel they're always going to be with you or support you in some way, to all of a sudden having no support and having to navigate the world by yourself. So, finances, sorting out your where you're getting money from, paying bills, rent, gas, electric, budgeting, having to take into account things like traveling to and from college. That was a cost that it just all of a sudden dawned on me, and it was really challenging to navigate all that. And emotionally, it crushed me, for lack of better words. It felt like I had my own problems. I was a bit of a problem child, but no worse than any of my peers. And it just felt that there was something wrong with me, and my family just washed their hands of me.
And looking back, how do you feel about your experiences now?
So it was a real learning curve. It taught me how to be independent. A lot of it I did have to learn by myself, but looking back on it now, I feel kind of empowered. Okay, yes, I didn't get to do stuff with my friends on the weekend because I couldn't afford it. Okay, yes, I didn't get to do my driving license at 17 like most people, but I learned how to be completely independent. I learned how to navigate financial situations. I learned the importance of credit scores, and I was able to get my life back on track to come back to college, which was a huge achievement for me. Some people might not feel it's an achievement, but being able to create a stable enough foundation for yourself that you can be able to go to college and know that if something happens, you'll still be okay.
And what do you think would have made a difference in your life?
So, when I was estranged, um, it was quite an isolating experience. It was friends wouldn't invite me to go out because they knew I couldn't afford it, so they just stopped trying. So having people still try to invite me along to things or try to be a little bit more considerate of what I could actively participate in. Um, and just general more recognition for the fact that maybe I'd start falling behind in class just because I was struggling to keep up and getting support from my peers with helping me with revision and things like that.
And if you could, what message would you have for people going through this right now?
Okay, so estrangement is incredibly difficult, and when you're in the middle of it, it's a really daunting experience, and it's you feel like nothing's ever going to get better. But continuing to go with it, continuing to take one step at a time and recognizing your own small victories. So when you get your first flat that you organized by yourself, just take a moment to take in that victory and reflecting on where you were versus where you are, and that constant momentum forward. That's what will keep you pushing. And honestly, it builds when you get to a point where you can look back and be like, I've done a lot and climbed a long way to get here. It is so empowering. So stick with it. You are enough. Because you had a family relationship breakdown doesn't mean that your problems are too much for anybody. And it's okay. It's okay to not get on with your family. It's okay to have these relationship breakdowns, because in some cases they need to have these breakdowns. It took me the better part of 4 years to get back in touch with my family. And we do have a relationship now, but we needed that time away where we didn't have a relationship so we could reflect and see where we each went wrong. And that's what we needed to grow. But sometimes relationships, you can't mend them, and that's okay as well, because you are different people fundamentally, and that's okay.
Thank you.